Hey guys, my name is Kati. Thank you guys for joining me on another episode. So if you are new, thank you for stopping by. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and sit down below, and don't forget to leave your notification bell on to be aware whenever I post every video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to leave your amazing comments. Okay, I'll always be there to attend to you. And my OD, thank you for always stopping by. Okay, my returning subscriber, I truly appreciate you. You guys are the best. All right, so quickly without further ado, let's quickly hop right onto this video. So as you can already tell from the title, I'm going to be teaching you guys about organic whitening powders. Okay, so many of you really don't know how to use organic whitening powders. There are tons of videos online to teach you how to use organic whitening powders. Okay, organic whitening powder is different from botanical powders. Okay, so but we are going to be concentrating on this. Okay, let's leave botanical powder for another day. Okay, so we want to know how we are going to be dissolving these powders, as you can see from the title. All right, so I've got like 4 different powders here, as you can see. But before I say anything about this powder, so many of you don't even know that organic whitening powders are actually natural. They are not chemicals. Okay, so you don't need to be afraid. Licorice is an organic natural powder. Okay, and then Kojic acid, all right, is also an organic powder that is made from the fermentation of rice, and then snow white, and then citric acid from lime and lemon. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, we're going to be explaining a little bit of these powders and how they are dissolved. Okay, so there are some powders that are water soluble powders, okay, and there are some powders that are oil soluble powders, and there are some powders that are mineral oil soluble powders. All right, so water soluble powders are powders that can actually dissolve in water. You don't need to stress yourself in going to do anything of double boiling or anything. They just dissolve in water. I'm going to be experimenting all of them here for you briefly. Okay, so example of water soluble powders are licorice powder. I have it here, and then citric acid powder is water soluble as well. Okay, we're gonna have these two as a water soluble, and then snow white powder, okay, is another water soluble powder. Another example of water soluble powder is giga white powder, glutathione powder. Alpha arbutin is also soluble in water. Okay, so you could use just water to dissolve it. Okay, but you have to be careful with the quantity too as well. That will be discussed later. And then let's talk about mineral oil soluble powders. Okay, kojic acid is mineral oil soluble powders. It means that it can actually be dissolved in mineral oil. Mineral oils like whitening glycerin or vegetable glycerin or propylene glycol. All right, you could actually dissolve kojic acid in mineral oils. Now, as you can see, I'm holding kojic dip, meaning this is kojic acid depalmitate powder. All right, there is a difference between kojic acid powder and kojic acid depalmitate powder. Kojic acid powder is the like unstable form of kojic acid, while this kojic acid depalmitate powder is the stable form. Okay, kojic acid powder is known to be more concentrated. That is why it is unstable. So most times, if you are a beginner or you are like skeptical, it is advisable for you to use kojic acid depalmitate powder. Okay, this is very stable and very easy to use. You don't have to worry about concentrations and all because it is actually very stable. All right, so that's the difference between kojic acid powder and kojic acid depalmitate powder. Now that this is clear, we have this as an example of mineral soluble powder. All right, and then we have kojic acid 2 mineral soluble powder. Okay, so now the last one that we're going to be talking about that I don't really have here is my oil soluble powder. These are all powders that can be dissolved in oils. I don't have them here because in my last production I kind of used all of them, but I have ordered for a new set, but I don't have it here. I'm going to leave pictures for you on the screen if I can find. So now this water soluble powder don't really have so much stress. You just put your quantity of your powder. I'm going to demonstrate them shortly. Put quantity of your powder in your container. We have containers here. We have the spoon we're going to use to measure. Okay, and then pour in your water and then keep stirring until it dissolves. That's all. While this one, the kojic acid, which can be dissolved in mineral oils, all you need to do is turn in your quantity into your container. All right, and then pour in your mineral oil, either propylene glycol, glycerin, whichever you have. Pour in the quantity you need to dissolve, and then you have to heat to in low to moderate heat. Okay, low to moderate heat. Do not use high heat because it's going to denature your powder. Like, it's going to make your render your powder impotent. Like, it's not going to be active anymore. So use low to moderate heat when you are trying to get this dissolved. Okay, once I'm going to demonstrate them all, okay, for you shortly. Same with the oil soluble powders. Okay, all you just need to do is pour in your quantity, pour in the oil you want, any carrier oil of your choice, and then you go to heat low to moderate heat. Okay, now kojic acid powder is a little difficult to dissolve, but you have to be patient with it in the heat. All right, whatever heater you're using, okay, you just have to be patient. It will gradually dissolve. Okay, so using citric acid that is water soluble, we're going to test them. We have like 1/4 spoon of citric acid. Okay, next is to add in my distilled water. Okay, you can use any water of your choice. Okay, but basically you need a distilled water for this process. You could also use rose water, okay, to dilute this, to dissolve this powder. Okay, so now we're going to turn this in and then we stir. Once you stir, it's going to take a little while, but it will eventually dissolve. As you can see, there is no trace of powder anymore. You can see that there's no trace of powder. All right, it is dissolved. Same with the snow white powder. Okay, we're going to also experiment this. We're going to just have little, can't waste this. Okay, so this is the little quantity we have in here of the powder. All right, and then quantity of water you need. This is like 40 ml of water. All right, so you just keep stirring the snow white powder. Okay, as you can see, we still have like little particles, but it is like almost dissolved. You cannot use oil to dissolve this, it will not dissolve. All right, so we're going to use oil to try and dissolve the snow white powder. Okay, so this is snow white powder. All right, this is snow white powder and this is oil. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of oil in the snow white powder, and then we're going to stir. You're going to be here till tomorrow if you keep stirring this, because you see it is even getting cloudy. It is not dissolving, meaning it cannot dissolve in oils. Okay, right, so this is to show you this can only dissolve in water. Same with every other water soluble powders. Okay, it cannot dissolve in oils. All right, so now we're going to go to our mineral oil soluble powders. Okay, example of this is the Kojic acid dip. Okay, these powders are really expensive, but I needed to like show you guys how it's done. Okay, so that everybody can learn anything for you guys. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have little quantity of this. I cannot waste this. Let us try dissolving it in water. So I'm gonna have like 40 ml of water in here in my Kojic acid dip. Obviously, without being told, you see the powder settling at the surface. It will not dissolve, never. It will not dissolve in this. If you try to do it, you're just going to waste your time. So it shows that Kojic acid powder or Kojic acid or palmitate powder cannot dissolve in water. Let me show you guys clearly. You see, it's still here, wasting time. So we're going to try using mineral oils because it dissolves in mineral oils. Okay, so let us take a little quantity of the Kojic dip. Don't need so much because I cannot spare, cannot like waste this. Okay, you could use glycerin, you could use propylene glycol. let us try using propylene glycol. Okay, so I'm gonna have like a tablespoon of propylene glycol in here. So yeah, this is it. Stirred. It is completely dissolved. Like, what you need to do to make it clearer, all right, you just need to heat it to low to moderate heat to have a very clear solution, especially if you want to pro-mix with lotion. Okay, if you want to add up kojic acid palmitate powder into your lotions, okay, you have to make sure that you dissolve it properly. And to dissolve it, you have to take these to heat up, double boiled. Okay, not direct heat, double boiled. All right, we're going to use the gas to heat this up on a very, very low heat. But before we do that, you could see, without being told, the powder didn't settle at the surface like the one with the water. So guys, this is the kojic acid palmitate in a low heat, double boiled in low heat. It takes like 15 to 20 minutes. So at first you would think that it is not trying to dissolve, but give it time, guys. It will. Okay, don't be confused, don't feel bad. Okay, it is actually becoming transparent. All right, so I'm just going to keep this for another 5 minutes. So guys, this is my this is my kojic acid palmitate powder dissolved in low to moderate heat. Okay, you still see some particles in it because I wasn't really patient enough to wait. Okay, but yeah, this is it, dissolved into transparent solution. Okay, so it's for the oil soluble powder, the sepia powder. It's just the same procedure as the dissolving process with kojic dip. You dilute it in oils, any carrier oil, and then you heat it to low to moderate heat. Okay, so that is basically all about this video. I hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, leave down the comment section. I will always be there to attend to you guys. So that is all about the video for today. Thank you guys for sticking this far. I love you. Until next time, I would say bye.